Here is Missouri State Representative Ian Mackey addressing one of the anti-trans legislative sponsors for this bill that's been debated. I believe that Ian Mackey is gay. He's speaking to this Republican representative about his experience of being essentially marginalized for his sexuality as a way to stand up for trans kids in the state. Let's watch.
And your brother wanted to tell you that he was gay, didn't he?
He was expressing that to the family, and he thought that that we would hold that against him and not let my children be around him.
Why do you think he thought that?
I don't know. It never would have happened. I'll tell you that. My kids at that point in their life adored my brother.
Can I tell you, if I were your brother, I would have been afraid to tell you too.
Well, I'm sorry.
I would have been afraid to tell you too because of stuff like this. Because this is what you're focused on. This is the legislation you want to put forward. This is what consumes your time. I would have been afraid to tell you too. I was afraid of people like you growing up, and I grew up in Hickory County, Missouri. I grew up in a school district that would vote tomorrow to put this in place. And for 18 years, I walked around with nice people like you who took me to ball games, who told me how smart I was, and who went to the ballot and voted for crap like this. And I couldn't wait to get out. I couldn't wait to move to a part of our state that would reject this stuff in a minute. I couldn't wait. And thank God I made it. Thank God I made it out. And I think every day of the kids who are still there, who haven't made it out, who haven't escaped from this kind of bigotry. Gentlemen, I'm not afraid of you anymore because you're going to lose. You may win this today, but you're going to lose.
I wonder if that coward, I'm sure he's still continuing to vote for this legislation. Like, how do you come back from that after being told that to your face? I mean, seriously, just from a human perspective, how do you then go and do what you want to do regardless? Damn. Light him up, right? Like, that's...
I mean, it's a perfect series of questions and the perfect use of that guy's bio. Like, yeah, you said you had somebody who's afraid to come out to you.
Did you ever examine that?
Yeah, you have, and you still have no clue why. And that I mean, his use of language there with guys who took me to ball games and told me how smart I was. And at the same time, they hate you. They hate something fundamentally about you, and there's a deep bigotry that you have to be afraid of. It's just terrifying. Good for him. Who's that guy?
He's a state representative.
Ian Mooney.
And you make a good point there, Matt, too, because like bigots like that don't get to feel like good people just because they're cordial to gay kids or to trans kids.
That stuff matters not at all.
Yeah.
Like, this idea that you can be nice to a black person or something like that, but that like changes your like the actual official actions you're taking about public policy. And yeah, it's not enough to be polite. It should be a lot more than that.